Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time. I think it was a very exciting, discussion in the morning. I'm very happy, and I hope, as a team, we all helped you to answer all your questions. So thank you for everyone. Now, I'll not take much time because part.2 has actually given you so much information about industry. So I know that that is amazing. So I'll focus not on industry. I'll give you some basic concept. Okay, so that if you are budding entrepreneurs, or if you're someone who wants to build your career in fintech, if you want to understand which are the areas you should focus on, so you will get a lot of information. Okay, so I'll going to share this, but before I'm going to share this, in case you have any question, you can send it in the chat. We are very happy to take it. Okay, so now let me before I move, there are two, three slides which from the presentation which I recently read, and I liked a lot. So I thought that I will share with you, and I'm sure that you will also like that. So just give me, I think my screen is moving a bit fast. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute, please. Okay, there's some issue. Okay, so let me just put. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Ken.
Okay, perfectly. So first thing, I want to show you the impact of technology, how technology has become bigger than non-tech company in last 5-6 years. Okay, if you see in 2016, the biggest company was Exxon, GE. The market cap was 400 billion, 500 billion. Till 2011, Exxon was the biggest company. Okay. But now in 2016, you see Apple, Alphabet, Microsoft, Amazon. These companies are growing massively. If you see Apple, in 2016 was only a $500 billion company. Now it has become $2.3 trillion company in 5 years. That's an amazing strength of the technology. Now, if you see why people like technology company, because you see the growth. Alipay, in 5-6 years, the users have increased from 0 to 800 million, and that okay. I think people. I think I can read one message. This is in English, so I'll try to be slow. Please, in case you have any question, or if you don't understand anything, we have a lot of people to explain you. So you can please ask the people, and I'm sure that Vishnu or Bintan or Park Kepler can help me to just explain this. Okay, so please, bear with me. I don't know Bahasa. And this, okay, so what have changed now? So earlier there was a competition between big companies, but now the big companies face threat from not a big company, but all the startup company. And this is a new market where anyone can come and anyone can disrupt anyone. Okay. Now, American Express, earlier they were competitive with Visa, Citi, but now they're competitors. They are facing two levels of competition. One level of competition is coming from Visa, Citi. Another level is coming from Stripe, PayPal. These are all new technology companies. And this is the change which has happened. So this is just 3-4 slides. I just wanted to put so that you get some idea. Finally, this 2001 was the best time for unicorn. This is global data, where 136 unicorns were born in only 1 quarter. Okay, and the biggest point is that $1 of every $5 went into fintech. So you can understand the demand, the market, and the enthusiasm of the investor to invest in fintech. Okay, now this is where the fintech is. So of course, Pak Tiniano has spoken a lot about industry, about Indonesia industry. I'm not going to focus that. Okay, now what I'm going to focus you in, what does fintech mean? Okay, before that, this last slide, you see Stripe. Okay, it has become $100 billion company in just 10 years. Earlier, to make $100 billion company, you need at least 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. But now, with the power of technology, you can become $100 million in just 10 years. And this age is becoming shorter and shorter. This age has become, if you see this, the Stripe has become unicorn in 3 years. Unicorn mean crossing $1 billion valuation. It has become unicorn in 3 years. Recently, the company has become unicorn in less than 1 year. So things are changing very fast. Things are getting exciting. Things are getting hotter. Okay. Now let me explain you about Indonesia. Why this is coming? Sorry. Okay, so let me explain you about Indonesia. Why people are so much excited about Indonesia? Okay, the people are excited about Indonesia, because of its big population. 50% of the people are active users. Okay, 61% of the people have or registered for the mobile app. Okay, so the market is huge. Of course, part.2 said, I don't understand Bahasa, but what I understood that he said, if you want to be unicorn, you have to be in Indonesia. The answer is yes, because of the size and the market. Okay, 11% of the population purchase online, and this is high. This is, so in the Indonesia level, this is okay. But if you go to China, if you go to US, the number is very high. So I went to Shanghai. So if you go to Shanghai or you go to Beijing, and if you give any taxi driver a note or a currency, he will never give you back the exchange, because he don't keep exchange. So either you pay them through Alipay or mobile payment, or you just have to give them the exact number. So this kind of transaction happens. So Indonesia, still there's a lot of room of improvement. Only 49% of the people has the account, and $1.6 billion people, $1.6 billion there was loan into P2p lending through Fintech in June, and this has doubled in last 1 year. The number which the lending through the Fintech has increased in last 1 year. So these are the few things. And of course, if you see this, there's a lot of news which is going around in Fintech. And every day you open, you hear about Jago Bank, you hear about Ajay, you hear about Investry, you hear about Gensec. So they are every day, every month, the new companies, the new Fintech or new unicorn are born, and Indonesia is a market. So this is a brief about this, industry and this. Now I'm going to just quickly explain you what does Fintech mean for the people who have some doubt about Fintech. So Fintech basically come from two words. One is finance, FIN, which means financial services, and another, it means technology. Okay, so it means that how you use the financials, how you use your financial and your technology to manage the business. Okay, now there are different types of Fintech. I'm going to go a little bit deeper into this because I need to complete quickly, but I'm going to explain you what exactly is. So there are 5-6 different branches of Fintech. So one is digital banking, another is crowdfunding, another is P2P, peer-to-peer. P2P is called peer-to-peer lending. Then there's a real estate investment, which is something similar to crowdfunding or like investment arm. There's an online insurance, which is called InsurTech. Okay, then there's a cryptocurrencies, and there's a blockchains, and the other kind of platform. So what does Fintech does? Fintech generally helps the traditional business to become more competitive, and it helps to bring new product and services at a very cheap price. So the advantage of technology, of course, it helps to provide you at a lower cost. It helps you to do transaction quickly. It helps you to do lending quickly. So if you see the example of some of the digital bank like Jago Bank, okay, why people are suddenly talking about all this? Because now these people, they don't have branches. Okay, digital bank don't have any branches. So now your cost is only about technology. So the idea is all the Fintech is that we reach to the masses, we reduce our cost as less as possible, so that the consumer gets benefit. Okay, so that consumer get benefit of what they get, and they don't pay too much of price. and finally you get everything in the tip of your button. So let me explain you more detail about each of these fintech types. So one is the mobile banking. Okay, so mobile banking and e-wallet. So what does mobile banking mean? Mobile banking is not a new word, because all the banks have mobile banking. But the idea is that you can do all the transaction very cheaply and very easily. Okay, let me give you one simple example. Okay, one simple example is that, so if you transfer the money from Singapore to, let's say, Indonesia, okay, you have to go through the bank. Okay, and if you go to the bank charges lot of expenses. They charges exchange rate charge, they charge you all the transfer rate charge, etc., etc. Now, what does fintech company? There's a fintech company in Singapore called Nium. What you do, you can just go and log in and you can do the bank transfer. Now, why I'm doing that bank transfer? For two reasons. Because I get best exchange rate, because they don't charge any exchange rate. Okay. Now, second, why I do, because they don't, their cost of transfer is so less. Where bank is charging $20-$30, they only charges $2 or $3. Now you see this. Now this is what fintech is all about. Okay. Now, question which people ask is that how can fintech do but bank cannot do? Right? If a small company, a small technology company can do, why a big banks cannot do that? Now the problem is not what they cannot do. The problem is that at this stage where they become so big, they cannot go down to a level where they can reduce the cost, because suddenly it impacts their profit, it impacts their business. Okay. So if you see this, there are different things. There's challenger bank. Challenger banks are actually banks which are challenging the existing bank. They're saying that we will create a digital bank and we will challenge the existing. So we will do whatever the existing bank is doing, but at a lower cost. Then there's a neobank. Okay, the neobank is actually saying that we are something which is similar to the bank, but we also provide a lot of the services related to it. Okay, and they are e-wallet and payments. Now in Indonesia, mobile banking, e-wallet and payment are very active, very active. Okay, but challenger bank, neobank, these are coming up, and these are the new areas which is catching up. So these are the few companies which are very famous: Alipay, Apple Pay, Movic, and this is a broad spectrum of companies which are there in Indonesia. Okay, just to give you data. So last year in 2000, so this 20 to 21, there was a $55 billion worth of transaction, digital transaction happen in Indonesia. And these are the company, and the big company are your GoPay, your Dana, Ovo. I'm sure that you have all have experienced or used that. Okay. Then there's a digital lending. Digital lending again, where you lend the money through your platform to the consumer. Now, this is very important for Indonesia. Why? Because Indonesia has a very wide unserved market. Unserved market mean that there are many provinces, there are many places, there are many cities where people don't have bank account, where people don't know how to operate, where people don't get this money because of some issue. Because if you go to bank will ask you 10 different questions. Bank will ask you data. So I'm sure that if you go to bank will ask your salary slip, bank will ask your income statement, all this thing, because bank don't know about you. And there where digital thing comes in, and they say that we are going to work with you together, irrespective, even if you don't have any salary slip, if you don't have any income statement, if you are good credit, if you know that you can pay us, we will still lend you. And that's a big market in Indonesia, because all the banks, all the things, they only focus on bigger cities and premium clients. Nobody focus on this. So this is called unbanked market. Okay. So again, there are a lot of platform which are there in Indonesia, and they are the P2p lending, peer-to-peer lending, we call it, is like a lending from one platform to other people. It has reached around $7 billion, and there are more than 160 fintech which are doing it. And some of the big names are there: Dana Rupiah, Alkasem, Credivo, and all this Modalu, and they are the different platform which are lending and giving money in Indonesia. So next come is a blockchain. Now, blockchain is again a very big market. Now, what is a blockchain? Basically, I'm sure that you guys, a lot of people were asking about crypto and Bitcoin. So blockchain is not Bitcoins, but Bitcoin uses the blockchain technologies. Okay, so people always confuse blockchain with Bitcoins. Okay, now what is a blockchain? Blockchain is where you use a technology where nobody controls the data, in short. Okay, so let me ask you a simple question. Let's say tomorrow, if I have to send money from Singapore to Indonesia, what will happen? I will send money to the Singapore bank account. Then Singapore bank account will transfer the money to the Indonesian bank account. So Indonesian bank account, when they see the money coming, they will first verify who I am, what I am doing, whether this money is legal or not, whether there's some issue or not, and all those things. After that, they release the money, right? Now, this is a process where one person controls the data or the process. Now, in blockchain, the answer is that, a question is that nobody has to do that. The blockchain creates a network where things happen automatically. As soon as I send money to Indonesia, the money gets credited. Finish. Nobody checks. So checks happen at the initial stage as soon as I send money. It doesn't require checks at different levels. So this is an independent process and nobody holds it. And that's what is a Bitcoin is. So Bitcoin is again, kind of currency where nobody knows who holds the currency. So it's independently run. So there are different servers. There are different data are stored in very many servers. So who owns the coins? Who owns how many? Nobody, no one person or one people have control or have a knowledge of that. So everybody have access to the same knowledge. And that is about blockchain. So blockchain is very useful actually in if you're doing cross-border transaction. So one of the very easy application of blockchain, I'll tell you, like your certificates. Okay, we all have education certificates, right? Now, who verify that your certificates is right or wrong? There's no way to do it, right? Now, let's say if you create a network where as soon as somebody issues a certificate, it's get verified in the system and say that this is right and this is wrong certificate. And that is what blockchain is all about. That nobody controls the entire process. Okay, anyone can go and check and identify that process. So now there are a couple of blockchains and crypto, platform in Indonesia, but again, this is still at a very nascent stage, not growing much, but it is one of the fastest growing product expected to be in next few years globally. Okay, of course, I cannot give you recommendation on crypto. It's a very sensitive topic, but globally, I can see that lot of interest, which is in the crypto space. Okay, now wealth management. What is a wealth management? In the wealth management also there's a lot of big application of fintech, where there's a robo advisory, there's a broker, where there's a kind of white label platform, there's a quantitative trading. Now what are these? Basically earlier, earlier, if tomorrow you need a wealth management account, what you have to do? You have to go to bank, you have to ask the bank to open your account and do all this thing. But now nothing is required. Just go to the online platform, register your name, put your detail, and your account is opened. Okay, now I don't know any of you must have experienced a lot of digital banks have come in. Earlier, to open a bank account, you used to take 10 days, 20 days. Now I understand in Indonesia, you can open the bank account in just 30 minutes or 1 day. That's the digital bank, you can do that. Same for the wealth management. What has happened traditionally, all the banks were targeting the rich people. So if you come to Singapore, there are many banks there. So you need to, if you ask them to open a wealth management account, they will say, we need a portfolio of $1 million, $2 million. So technically below that, nobody do it. But now with this wealth tech, all this technology company are saying that forget about 1 million, 2 million. Even if you have $100, you come and invest with us. And that is a change. And that is only possible with the technology. because their cost of operation is so less, they can manage and still make money. Okay, so there's a robo-advisory. Robo-advisory mean you do transaction, okay, with the automatically, so there's an algorithm, there's a technology, you put what you want and you get it. You don't have any individual relationship manager. So there's a fintech in the asset manager also. I'm sure that currently to invest in any asset managers in Indonesia, you have to fill the form, you have to go 10 people, there's a lot of process. Now everything is automated. Now with just click of one button, you can press one button and you will get investment in any product, whether you want to invest in Prudential, whether you want to invest in any other asset manager. With the click of one button you can do. So that again, with the help of technology, now this is another very big space where you can bring a lot of different kind of asset manager in one platform. You can just buy, and this is booming in Indonesia a lot. I think Ajab is one of the platform which is doing that as well. So this is again a different platform, and there's an InsurTech. Finally, InsurTech is one of the fastest growing segment in Indonesia, where you can do policy management, you can do claims, you can do various things. So earlier, to get one insurance, again you have to apply, but now what you have to do is just go and click on the button and you get it. Now why you can get this? Again, for two reasons. Because the new company are taking a lot of data from you. New companies are taking a lot of data from you. So now let me give you one example. In Europe, there's one insurance company in which you can take insurance for only 1 hour or 30 minutes. Okay, so let's say you're flying from Jakarta to, let's say, Surabaya. Okay, you want insurance for only 1 hour, you can take that. Okay, if you're taking your dog out, and you want insurance for that only half an hour, you can take that. Now that is a kind of changes which has happened in the technology. Now all the InsurTech company are harping on this. How they can do it? By taking the data. There are a lot of InsurTech company which are there, where you can take insurance based on actual usage. So earlier, what is a Gojek or what is a Uber? Uber was that earlier I was using my car for 24 hours. The insurance used to pay them the same, right? If you go and take the insurance for your car, the insurance will charge you, let's say, $2,000 or $1,000. But now with the technology, what insurers are doing, they are putting one device on your car. So your car, that device collects all the data in terms of how much you're using your car, where you're using, how you're maintaining your car. And based on that, they decide that whether you should get a lower premium or higher premium. So in many cases, research shows that the insurance company has been able to reduce the cost drastically. And that only happened because of data. So in the InsurTech, there are a lot of data which is going in. And because of this data, the technology, with the use of technology, the prices are going down. And this is again one of the big areas where Koala, which recently in Assurancy, LifePal. So there are different models where they're selling insurance or creating new insurances product in the Indonesian market. So I'll just cover last one thing and then I'll take more questions. And the final is crowdfunding. And now crowdfunding is actually a platform where you can go and raise your equity and debt. Okay, so idea is very simple. So let's say, I want to raise, $50,000, or let's say I want to raise $10,000 for my restaurant. I don't know where to get the money, right? So I cannot go to bank. It may be too small. Or I don't have any details or information. So what you can do, you can go to this crowdfunding platform. You can put your company details or profile. And there are many people who would put money. So some people can put $100, some people can put $50, some people can put $1,000, and they all pool the $10,000 and they'll give it to you so that you can use for your business. So it is very useful and very interesting product in the fintech space where people can raise the money as and when they need it. So there are different kinds of crowdfunding platform. They are like lending platform. They are like investing platform. They are like donation platform. There are a lot of donation. So let's say you are doing something good in the society. You want to run a school, okay, and you need money. So there are many crowdfunding platform where you can put that I need the money to run this 10 schools for the poor people. And there are a lot of donors who can put money. There is also crowdfunding platform for innovation. So let's say you have any product, you have invented some product, and you just want some money to develop that product because you don't know how to do it. So you can go and list your product over there. You say that I'm developing this product, and many people are ready to invest money on your innovation, even in your idea stage. So there are different kinds of crowdfunding platform which are there, from the lending side to equity side to innovation side to product development side to investing side. So again, in Indonesia, there are few crowdfunding platforms, but still the market is not very developed. And there's a lot of room for approaching. In US, some of the biggest crowdfunding platform are raising billions of dollars every month, billions of dollars for different companies. Now, again, if you ask me what is the key success factor for all this crowdfunding platform, the key success factor is your technology, use of data, use of machine learning, AI technology, so that they can understand the product very well and accordingly customize and give the people the right solution. So I think finally, last one, Islamic finance. Suddenly there's a lot of interest of Islamic finance in the fintech area, and there are different platforms which only focus in the Islamic finance. So there's one fintech company called Wahid Invest. It was started 4 or 5 years ago, and it has raised millions of money to only sell the Islamic products. There's another company which has started only digital banking for Islamic. So there are a lot of different interests. There's a insurance company in Indonesia which focus on Islamic insurance products. So the Islamic insurance is specific as one of the separate vertical, which has been doing quite well in Indonesia. And there's an equal opportunity for you to think and focus in some of this space. So I think I'll restrict my presentation to here, and I'm happy to take questions from the people, and because I think we already overshot the time. Yeah, I think I'm okay. So these are the different key fintech areas or verticals where you can focus on. Of course, there are 1 or 2 more verticals which are like on data side, on the SaaS side, on the on the rating side. So those I'm just ignoring, but these are the key important verticals which are upcoming.